Hey, welcome back to our behind the scenes series. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you what goes into a LinkedIn messaging strategy. Now, with this campaign that we're running for one of our advisors, we are essentially going out there and offering businesses who qualify 831B microcaptives. Now, if you're not familiar with what an 831B microcaptive is, essentially, if your business is grossing $1 million or more per year, and you have risks inside of your business that normal insurance won't cover, 831B captives can be an excellent strategy to both cover those risks and potentially receive a pretty substantial tax deduction for doing so, up to $2.65 million. Now, with this, we put together a business owner's pocket guide to transforming risk into wealth. And this is going to be the lead magnet that we're going out on LinkedIn and offering. Now, with this, we're going to be highlighting a few things inside of the funnel here, talking about how it's an excellent risk management tool. It's an excellent tax planning tool. Talking about some of those unique risks that businesses might have, whether it's warranty programs, cyber risk, data breach, business interruption, supply chain risk, whatever, right? So the place that we're at inside of this campaign, when somebody goes through and requests this pocket guide, they go through, they're able to book a strategy session on the advisor's calendar. Now, going into the LinkedIn and messaging side of things, this is where things can get a little bit tricky. The copy that you have inside of your message is extremely important. This is going to be a make or break. Now, if you have enough quantity, you can have a really crappy message that still converts a certain percentage, but we don't want a crappy message. We want to have a high converting message so that we can maximize our touch points with each and every one of these business owners. Now, in here, I put our lead magnet is the business owner's pocket guide to transforming risk into wealth. The hook is the tax deduction for the business owners up to $2.65 million. Really, really attractive hook for business owners. Great door opener. Now, the important thing with this is that we need to make sure that we are compliant with IRS rules, right? Now, when it comes to captives in the IRS, captives are part of the Internal Revenue Code. They've been part of the Internal Revenue Code for decades, but where you can get into trouble is if you are just marketing captives as purely a tax planning strategy. And so what's really important inside of this is that we are making it apparent and clear that this is a risk management tool that includes that tax deduction opportunity, right? So for me as the marketer, if I had my way, if I had my wish, I would just go out and market this $2.65 million tax deduction as a way to get the conversation started, right? But it's not my world, right? I don't want to get on the IRS's radar or anything like that. So we have to be extremely careful that it's a risk management tool that includes a very attractive tax deduction, okay? So as we're going out and crafting this message, we want to make sure that it is short, it is powerful, it has a great hook, and that it involves the prospect in the conversation. So what I did was I put together this initial message here where it says, "Hi name, hope you're doing well. I just published a pocket guide for business owners that shows how to transform risk into wealth by utilizing a little known risk management and tax planning strategy." Yep. That's why we proofread. Planning strategy that's been in the Internal Revenue Code for decades. Essentially, if you have certain risks in your business that normal insurance doesn't cover, there's a way to receive a substantial tax deduction up to $2.65 million by covering those risks with a strategy instead of just self-insuring them out of pocket. Want me to send you a complimentary copy? Mike. Now, the advisor took my message and put a little bit of a twist on it, and I'm going to go ahead and read that real quick. Name, this may not apply to you, but if you are like most business owners, you are always looking for ways to grow your business and reduce your taxes. I just published a pocket guide for business owners that shows how to transform risk into wealth by utilizing a little known tax strategy that's been in the Internal Revenue Code for decades. Essentially, every business has risks. So let's go ahead and fix that your normal insurances don't cover. Using this unique strategy, there's a way to receive a substantial tax deduction up to $2.65 million by covering those risks instead of just self-insuring them out of pocket. Want me to send you a complimentary copy? Mike. Now, you'll notice that I didn't just include the link over to that landing page. And the reason for that is when you ask a question first, the prospect feels like they are part of the conversation, right? They've got to say. Now, what I like is that if somebody says no, we can have a follow-up question that says, "Hey, no worries, for data collection purposes, would you mind sharing with me why you're not interested?" A great way to get feedback for $0, right? So you can optimize your message. Now, if somebody doesn't respond to this message, with LinkedIn automation, you can set up a follow-up message to go out after a certain time period, whether it's a day, 2 days, 3 days, a week, whatever you want it to be. And so I'm not too worried about somebody not responding back to this initial message. Now, What I love about these two messages is highlighting the risk management and tax planning strategy. We've got $2.65 million by covering those risks with this strategy and just instead of just self-insuring them out of pocket. Now, I didn't cover this before, but with these risks that are already in somebody's business, they're already self-insuring them, right? They already know that they're going to have to pay out for those risks at some point. And right now it's just out of pocket, right? So why not leverage a captive to be able to get that tax deduction and fund those risks on a tax deductible basis? But I digress from that, right? What I don't like about this message is that it is very long. Now, usually if we're marketing a certain book that has a more well-known solution, it's easier to be able to just and when I say well-known solution, I'm talking about something that the prospect already understands. It's easy to highlight those pain points right away and they get it. Now with this captive, business owners don't know what it is. And so when you're trying to wrap in risk management and tax planning tool and trying to make it attractive, it's most likely going to be a little bit longer. But what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to go take a look at this and see, okay, how can we shorten this? How can we sweeten this so that it is very short, very conversational? And on that note, when you are typing out your messages, your LinkedIn messages, even if it's automated, you want to type like you talk, right? So make sure that it's not just this very stuffy, very like strict copy that you're putting inside of there. This is a real message to a real person, so you want to type like you talk. So what I'll do is I'll go back and see if there's a way that we can optimize this. And then most likely what we'll do is we're going to split test a couple of these messages. It may be a version of this one, maybe a version of this one. And then in a separate video, I'll come back and I'll share with you guys the data and what we've been able to find out.